Welcome from the Brooklyn Book Festival or Burr Hall here in Brooklyn, New York. I'm here with Tom Kiczensky, right?
Kiczensky.
The cartoonist and writer of Beta Testing the Apocalypse. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
So, you were mentioning to me that this was a series of short stories about trying to localize the apocalypse in one man, almost like speculating the end of the world. Can you go further detail with that?
Sure, yeah, it's sort of about the apocalyptic mindset. It's, characters that are sort of enmeshed in the world, and, the world is sort of decaying around them, or they perceive it to be decaying around them. Sometimes for real, sometimes it's just in their mind. So it's short stories, and they're kind of thematically linked. They're kind of in the same headspace, the kind of apocalyptic headspace.
So somewhat extreme pessimism.
It's very extreme pessimism, although sometimes it's transformative, and the pessimism turns into a kind of sort of mutant optimism.
Like those Marxist zombies over Mars.
Sure, yeah.
How do you get to that? I mean, there's all sorts of speculation of what at the end of the world will happen. The zombie apocalypse, the energy crisis, Terminators, but zombie Marxist on Mars. How did you get to that?
Well, it's this story is kind of a very dreamlike narrative about a character that sort of wakes up in 10,000 years, and the whole world is kind of the same, except it's just slightly off, slightly different. And there's things happening that that seem sort of just outside of that character's perception. One of them being that something's happening on Mars, and apparently it's zombies. Karl Marx is resurrected as a zombie on Mars. It's a weird sort of take on sort of consumerism and Marxism and science fiction all in one go.
Well, let me ask. Is this? You said this is a collection. Is this ever going to be on the web or anything like that?
There might be an ebook version coming up in the next few months, but we're not going to just put it up on the web or anything like that. So,
is this an ongoing series, or is this just a finite collection?
It's a complete object. The whole thing is here. So, yeah.
So, will we be seeing any follow-ups or any continuation of the theme?
There's more books coming from me. The next one is called TransTara, which is kind of a philosophical mutant memoir. That's what I kind of call it. It's
philosophical mutant memoir.
Yes.
Okay, now you gotta talk about that. Now you got my interest.
Well, they're sort of speculations about what's going on in the world, and and I try to filter my experiences. I came here from Poland, from communist Poland, and that whole world, the communist world of Eastern Europe, has kind of disappeared. It's almost like a red Atlantis. It's like it's a lost world. I try to filter some of those experiences, compare them to my formative experiences here in America. And a lot of that is filtered through pop culture and those kinds of things. So that's where all these kind of science fictional elements enter in.
So it's somewhat like an outsider's perspective of someone else's perspective. Because sometimes I feel like that too. Like sometimes just thinking on a whole different plane as someone else kind of makes you like a foreigner in another country.
Right, and I was an actual foreigner, so now I'm a citizen, but it took a while to get adjusted and just kind of feel your way through the American experience.
How do you feel about people having individualized perception versus a mass perception of things? This is an interesting question.
I think a lot of times they're related. I mean, a lot of individualism sometimes is actually a mass perception. You know what I mean? It's like we all sort of think we are very special individuals, but when you aggregate us into larger groups, it turns out we're into the same things, or we have the same ideas, same desires, same things. So I think those two sort of act as a dialectic, the individual and the mass culture. So.
Well, when will this formally be coming out?
Well, this is out now. This is out now. The TransTara will be out in November.
TransTara will be out in November? And is this available purchase online, or where can we purchase
This
this?
is available anywhere. Pretty much most comic book stores should have this. It's from Fantagraphics, and it's available online from Amazon.com or whatever. But most bookstores carry it as well. The publisher sells it directly as well, so it's available, widely available.
Well, thank you very much. Good luck with your book. It'll be great seeing you.
All right, thanks.
Catch you later. Peace.